Have you ever felt like this? It's 11 p.m., you're lying in bed, lights out, under a warm blanket, your body is completely exhausted after a 10-hour day at work or school. You just want to sleep, but there's something inside your head that's still running. It sounds like the whirring noise of a laptop cooling fan. You close your eyes, but thoughts keep racing back and forth. What time do I need to send that email tomorrow? Did I say something stupid this afternoon? Oh no. I forgot to buy laundry detergent. You're not actually thinking to solve problems. You're just unconsciously reloading data. And the result? You wake up the next morning feeling like you ran a marathon in your dreams. Tired, groggy, drained. Why is that? Why do we rest but still feel tired? The answer lies in a habit I call the last tab open. Imagine your brain is a web browser. All day long, you've opened dozens of tabs. Work tabs, messaging tabs, social media drama tabs, future anxiety tabs. When you go to bed, you think you've shut down the machine, but no, you've only closed the lid to put it in sleep mode. Those tabs, they are still running in the background. They are still eating up your RAM, and until you learn how to hit force quit to shut them down completely, you will always live in low battery mode. Today, let's go with green to find the power button and close that last tab. To understand why this happens, we have to travel back in time to a busy cafe in Berlin in 1927. A Russian psychologist named Bluma Zeigarnik noticed something strange about the waiters. She observed that the waiters could remember long, complex orders for large tables without writing anything down. 2 coffees, 1 strudel, 3 sandwiches. They remembered everything perfectly. But here is the twist. The moment the customer paid the bill, the waiter instantly forgot the order. When Zeigarnik asked them about an order they had just served 5 minutes ago, they couldn't recall a single detail. Why? Because the transaction was complete. The tab was closed. This led to the discovery of the Zeigarnik Effect. Simply put, your brain hates open loops. It has a biological need to keep unfinished tasks active in your short-term memory until they are done. Think about it. Your brain is that waiter, and every unfinished task, that email you didn't send, that conversation you didn't finish, that project due next week, is an unpaid bill. Your brain keeps holding on to that tray of drinks, afraid to drop it. In the past, our ancestors finished a hunt, ate the food, and the loop was closed. But in modern life, we rarely get that clear signal of done. We leave work with projects half finished. We have ongoing conflicts. We have endless to-do lists. So the waiter in your head never gets to put the tray down. He just stands there all night long, holding your worries, waiting for you to pay the bill. But here is the scary part. It's not just about remembering the order. It's about how well you can function after the order. In 2009, Professor Sophie Leroy from the University of Minnesota introduced a concept called attention residue. She discovered that when you switch from task A to task B without fully finishing task A, your attention doesn't switch instantly. It's like, imagine you are painting a wall red. That's task A. Suddenly, you have to stop and go paint another wall blue. That's task B. You drop the red brush and pick up the blue one. But you didn't wash your hands. So when you start painting the blue wall, there are streaks of red mixed in. The blue is not pure. It's messy. That red paint on your hands, that is attention residue. When you check an email in the middle of writing a report, you think it only takes 1 minute. Physically, yes, but cognitively, a huge chunk of your processing power is still left behind, stuck on the report. You are reading the email, but you are not fully there. Professor Leroy found that people with high attention residue make more mistakes, have lower emotional intelligence, and this is the key: they feel exhausted much faster. Because your brain is forced to run 2 simulations at once. The reality in front of you and the ghost of the unfinished task behind you. So, how do we stop this? How do we wash the red paint off our hands before we go to sleep? We need a shutdown protocol. Here are 3 steps to force quit your mental tabs. Step 1 is externalize the loop. Research shows that you don't actually have to finish the task to satisfy the Zeigarnik Effect. You just need to have a concrete plan for it. When you feel overwhelmed, take a piece of paper and write down everything that is bothering you. Email the boss, fix the slide, call mum. The moment you write it down, your brain registers. Okay, this data is saved on the hard drive, the paper. I don't need to keep it in the RAM anymore. You are literally outsourcing your memory to the paper. Step 2 is the physical shutdown ritual. This comes from author CalNewport. At the end of every workday, do not just stand up and leave. Create a ritual. Close your laptop. Tidy up your desk. Put your pens away. And then this sounds silly, but it works. Say a termination phrase out loud. Something like shutdown complete or system offline. You are creating a Pavlovian trigger. You are training your brain to recognize that this specific action means the end of work mode. It's the period at the end of the sentence. Step 3 is environment separation. If you work in your bedroom, your brain is confused. Is this the stress room or the sleep room? If possible, keep your work devices out of the bedroom. If you live in a studio apartment, throw a blanket over your desk when you are done. Hide the visual cues of work. If you can't see the enemy, your brain won't prepare for battle. So tonight, before you get into bed, try it. Do not just crash, power down. Give your brain the permission to stop being a waiter. The kitchen is closed. The customers have gone home. You don't need to hold the tray anymore. Imagine your brain is that browser one last time. Visualize the mouse cursor moving to the top right corner. Click the X on the Work tab. Click the X on the Worry tab. Click the X on the What If tab. Watch the screen go black. That silence, that empty space, that is not boredom. That is peace. That is where deep rest happens. That is where you recharge to be brilliant again tomorrow. If you found this video helpful, maybe leave a comment sharing your own shutdown ritual. I read them all. And before you close this tab, maybe hit that subscribe button so we can open new ideas together next time. I'm Green. Sleep tight and shut down.